No.
All right, this is case number 2313290 FH, People versus Tara Comer. Ms. Comer is set for a probation violation hearing today. She's represented by Mr. Greer. There's been a recommendation made by the probation department that she serve a term of incarceration with the Michigan Department of Corrections, and that she get credit for 223 days. And Ms. Robinson, do you adopt that recommendation as an offer in this case, or do you have something else in mind?
No, that's what we adopt as an offer, Your Honor.
Is that your understanding of the offer, Mr. Greer?
It is, Your Honor.
And what does your client want to do today?
I'll plead to the charge.
Is that correct, Ms. Comer? All right, raise your right hand, please. Do you solemnly swear or oath?
Hey everyone, jumping in real quick. This should be a simple probation violation hearing, but it's a hot mess and you are not going to believe what she did. It is really sad. I looked up some of the statistics on meth addiction, and just really quick, more than 16.8 million people aged 12 or older admitted to using meth once in their life as of 2021. And 2.5 million reported still using it in the past 12 months. It's one of the most common misused stimulant drugs. Misused. Do you use it? Is there a right way to use it? I guess methamphetamine. It's from the National Institute of Health. It's unbelievable, the epidemic, and how much it takes over your life. Listen to what this woman has gone through, and don't break anything in the process.
Affirm that the testimony you're about to give is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God. All right, the allegations here are that you were placed on probation in this court for the 10-year felony offense of possession of methamphetamine, and that your sentence started November 14, 2023. You understand that? You are alleged to have violated your probation in a non-technical manner. That's found in count 2, that you're not violating any criminal law of any unit of government. The allegation is that on or about March 8, 2024, you violated state law by using controlled substance, methamphetamine, and that you admitted to using methamphetamine. Do you understand the allegations contained in count 2? The agreement in this case is that basically you served some time in the Michigan Department of Corrections. There's no cap on that. Just basically, this is essentially an unconditional plea. You understand that? Yes. All right. And have you had sufficient time to consult with Mr. Greer about these allegations, the right to contest those at a hearing, and this plea agreement? Yes. Subject to the plea agreement, how do you wish to plead? Guilty. You understand that if I accept your guilty plea, that you're giving up the right to contest these allegations at a hearing? Yes. You also understand that you're giving up the rights that you would have if you went to contest the hearing. We've advised you of those rights in writing in the document that you signed March 22nd of this year. Did you read that document? Did you understand those rights? Do you have any questions about the rights that you're giving up by entering this guilty plea today? You need to keep your voice up. Has anyone threatened you to get you to make this plea? Has anyone promised you an outcome different than what was put on the record? Are you entering this plea of your own free will? Yes. Do you understand that if I accept your guilty plea, you're giving up the right to later claim that this plea was not your choice, or that it was a result of any promises, threats, or inducements which are not disclosed to me today? Do not give up your right to contest these allegations at a hearing and all the rights that you have as a result of that hearing, and do you affirm your guilty plea? Yes. Is it true that on or about November 14, 2023, that you were placed on probation of the court for the 10-year felony offense of possession of methamphetamine? Is it also true that a condition of your probation was that you were to not violate any criminal law of any unit of government? Did you violate that condition on or about March 8, 2024? Did you violate it by using methamphetamine? So the court signed an order for early release on March 8th. So is it true that basically, essentially, as soon as you got out of jail, that you went and used methamphetamine? And the reason for the early release was that you were pregnant and you had an impending birth. Is that right? All right, and then, as I understand it, you gave birth on March 11th, is that correct?
Yes.
And both you and your child were born testing positive for methamphetamine, is that right?
Yes.
Unbelievable, right? Blows my mind. So I tried to look up some studies about what kind of impact that would have on the fetus, and there really isn't much out there. One study actually said, we can't tell you because there's no reputable studies. The few that are out there don't have enough data in them to mean anything. The only decent study has to do with long-term effects. It's a small study and it's not that great, but it does say that by 1 to 2 years old, they started to show like decreased, it says arousal, like energy levels and poor movement and delayed motor skills. Preschool age, they started to show more impairment, cognitive and behavioral issues. As they got older, more and more issues developed. So you may have a baby that looks pretty normal, but the older they get, the more issues develop. It's horrible, 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 horrible.
Are the attorneys aware of any promises, threats, or inducements which have not been stated on the record?
No, Your Honor.
No, Your Honor.
Is she competent to enter this plea?
Yes, Your Honor.
Yes, she is.
Has the court complied with the rule for taking a plea in a probation violation case?
Court has, Your Honor.
It has, Your Honor.
All right, the court does accept the plea. Do you find it to be knowing, understanding, voluntary, and accurate? Do the parties wish to proceed to sentencing today?
Yes, Your Honor.
Yes, Your Honor.
Was the report timely made available to you?
It was, Your Honor.
Yes, it was, Your Honor.
Mr. Greer, have you had the opportunity to read the report and discuss it with your client?
I have.
Do you have any additions, corrections, or challenges?
Your Honor, she indicated there are some inaccuracies in it. I didn't have a chance to ask her, but the court can inquire and she can let the court know. I don't think it's anything substantial, Your Honor.
Is there anything that you want to say on her behalf?
Your Honor, you know what, when I heard that this had happened, I mean, to me, it was both shocking and it was sad. Because this drug has such a hold on people that a person can't even stay free of it while she's birthing a baby. I know the court has every right to be angry at her. I think that the court can look at her and see that, you know, I mean, this is, it's ruined her life, and it's ruining her life every day. And I told her yesterday, you know, she told me, she says, I really want, you know, to be with my baby. And I said, if you want to be with your baby, the best thing you can do is stay away from that child until you get that stuff out of your system. Like I said, I've told the court this before, I've never seen anything like this in the time that I've practiced law. And that's been a pretty long time. I cannot. There's a few cases that when I heard them, I absolutely got depressed. Both of them dealing with women. And this is one of them. I mean, the court was gracious enough to allow her out to have her baby, and the first thing she does, you know, is go for the drug. And she's not that, I know in a different situation, she's not that type of person. She's a nice person. She's a caring person. I think if she's got a fault, it's because she just hangs out with too many bad people that get her into trouble. But she did this herself. I would ask the court for leniency. I just don't have an answer for it. I feel bad for her. I feel bad for her family. I feel bad for her child. I feel bad for the court. You know, the court trusted her. This drug, I've never seen anything like it. I'd ask for leniency.
All right, Ms. Comer, have you had the opportunity to read the report and discuss it with Mr. Greer? So, ma'am, did you have a chance to read it and talk with Mr. Greer? Yes or no?
Yes,
Okay, now you have some additions or corrections that you're proposing, is that correct?
yes, Your Honor.
Okay, and what page of the report are we looking at?
On page 9.
All right, hang on, let me get there. Okay. This is page 9 of the original pre-sentence investigation report.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay,
Under substantive narrative, it said, they have the years wrong. Maybe. 2014, I started meth, and then I stopped drinking in 2016. And then 2017, I started heroin, but I've been, as of July this year, on the 9th, I'll be clean off heroin. So I stopped drinking and using heroin. But methamphetamine, yeah, current to this day still use. They just had the years wrong one.
okay. Well, we can make those modifications.
And
Anything else?
I have no more charges pending in Muskegon County.
How were those resolved?
On Monday, they sentenced me to fines and stuff, not this Monday, it was the week that I would, the warrant was put out for me in this county. That Monday, they,
Hang on, so are we talking about the 2020 case, Fruitport Township possession?
yes,
All right, so that was listed as pending at the time that you were sentenced. So that one's been cleared up. Did you plead to a felony on that?
yes, on the 18th,
Well, they basically gave you fines and time served?
yeah.
Okay. Anything else?
They were gonna just give me drug court in there at first, and then they got in trouble out here. Oh, my marriage, they have, On page 8
Yes,
of the same report, they just have my husband living at my aunt's. He doesn't live at my aunt's. He's at MDOC. We've been separated.
okay. He's in prison too?
Yes.
What's he in prison for?
He honestly, I don't know. He said he was gonna bond me out and he got in trouble and we've been separated. Because he can't keep out of
I think he had a
trouble.
case out of this county. I remember the name, but I don't remember what charges.
Right, well, and he had possession in 2017. He still owes fines to this county, and other than that, it's driving on suspended and no insurances.
Okay, all right. Anything else, man? Anything that you want to say on your own behalf?
I want to apologize. You guys didn't give me a chance, I didn't screw it up. My baby. And honestly, it was there, that's the only reason I did it. I didn't even have any urge to do it. I don't understand why I did it. I just wanted to say sorry to the court because you gave me a chance. I screwed up. And my baby in the process, and I don't want to lose him. My sister has him now. So in a way, safe. And this is the first time I've completed probably 2. I've done Harbor Circle in 2014 for this county. I completed it 3 times. And I went to Our Hope for 90 days and I completed it. And other than that, I'm signed up, but I always ended up back in jail because with COVID, it set my charges back years and the wait on labs and stuff. I'm sorry. I know.
So, your child Walton is living with another family member, is that correct?
Yeah, because at the time, me and my husband were in the right, it was the safest for him. It would either terminate my rights or sign them over to my aunt, and I was living in Norton Shores, and at the time I wasn't ready to be sober, be a mom and stuff. It was, but so I signed him over to my aunt. So the first thing I ever had to do, I didn't want to make the same mistake with this one.
All right, Ms. Robinson, anything that you want the court to consider?
Your Honor, I understand that the people have adopted a pretty wide open offer, not giving the court a lot of direction. This is one of those cases where honestly, I'm really glad I'm not a judge because, you know, as Mr. Greer said, he's never seen anything like this drug. I can't imagine an addiction that would cause me to put my children in danger and cause them to ingest that. But at the same time, Ms. Comer's been given opportunities. She just listed all of the programs that she has completed. I can't imagine a situation that would be more, that would cause a stronger urge to resist a drug than knowing that you were responsible for another life and anything you ingested would also go to that life. Based on that, I would ask the court to to sentence Ms. Comer to a term of incarceration at the Michigan Department of Corrections that the court finds appropriate. I know that the report indicates that they may have some other services there that could help her, but truthfully, at this point, I think it's the safest thing for her child that she not be there. Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, the court recognizes that the advisory guidelines in this case would suggest a sentence between 10 and 23 months. The court's going to exercise my discretion and do an upward departure from the advisory guidelines. It'd be the sentence of the court that this defendant served 30 months to a maximum of 10 years with the Michigan Department of Corrections. Give her credit for the 223 days that she's already served. This is a situation where I think an upward departure is appropriate. Ms. Comer, you have at least 4 prior felony convictions for controlled substances. You've been on probation before, you've been to rehab, and got the tools, but you just can't seem to utilize the tools that you have. And a lot of people would say drugs are victimless crimes, but in this situation, we can see that drug use isn't always a victimless crime because your child is the victim of your drug abuse. And the other thing that always disappoints me in these situations is that periodically I get requests for people to get out of jail to go to funerals, for births or medical procedures or different things. And I want to treat all the people that I incarcerate humanely. I want to be compassionate to what's going on in their life because I don't think crimes necessarily define who they are. But I tell you, you get burned so many times by people like you doing the things that you do, it's really easy to become very callous and not look at each particular case on the merits because you've been burned so many times before. And I really wanted you to be able to turn your life around. I wanted you to be able to have this baby in dignified circumstances without the police standing there, without having you to give birth and go right back to jail. I wanted to give you those chances, and I gave you that chance. But you blew it. Poisoned yourself, you poisoned your baby. And for those reasons, the court is exceeding the advisory guidelines. You still owe the court $237.60. The court would order that would be collected through the inmate account and parole process. You do have the right to make application for you to appeal your conviction and sentence. You cannot afford an attorney. The court will appoint an attorney to represent you on the appeal. Request for lawyer must be filed with the court within 22 days. That's all for today.